messages on screen will be added as information becomes available. This station will now
Welcome to the Casual Preppers Podcast. Here are your hosts, Cam and Kobe.
Welcome to the Casual Preppers Podcast, the only place for prepping, survival, and entertainment. We are your hosts, Cam and Kobe, and we are ready to bring survival goodness direct to your ear holes.
As always.
Amen, brother. What's going on today?
All right, well, we're going to talk about being out in the wilderness unexpectedly.
Yeah, like, oh, crap.
I just ended up in the wilderness.
I'm in the middle of wilderness. I got no cell phone or
Well, it
whatnot.
seems a little weird, but
Yeah.
But it is, because we
weird.
can do whatever we want.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But no, there's, some scenarios where
Yeah.
you might end up out in the wilderness, and you're like, I don't know how to do anything.
And what am I going to do?
We're going to teach you.
Yeah, we're going to,
Maybe.
just the basics.
Basics.
Not,
Yeah.
We're not going to get crazy.
We're not going to talk to you about how to carve a hole in a tree and
Yeah.
live for 6 months out there.
Is that like My Side of the Mountain? Remember that book?
Yeah.
Remember that book?
I do.
That was a good one. And then we also got like a ton of reviews. We got reviews.
We have a lot of cool stuff
coming out.
So if you love reviews,
Yeah.
you're going to love one.
We got reviews coming out of every orifice.
We do. We have a lot of good stuff.
But first, guys, today's podcast is brought to you by TacPack, the only monthly tactical subscription box with useful professional-grade stuff inside. Get 10% off your first TacPack with code CASUALPREPPERS at TacPack.com and join the thousands of satisfied subscribers today. That's 10% off with code CASUALPREPPERS at TacPack.com.
Uh-huh.
If you got an AR, better get it.
Yeah.
Better get it.
Kobe's tricked his out big
Yeah,
time.
man, I got like the coolest AR on the block.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Their stuff's awesome.
Yeah, so
Go check them out.
Go get it, go get it.
Listener reviews starts now.
This one comes from iTunes. His name is Jay. Well, that's his initial. It's J, just the letter J.
Yeah, not J-A-Y.
No. Yeah.
Maybe.
And he says, this blows ... minds. 5 stars. If your life hole suffers from chronic constipation and you get your jollies off on contemplating the conundrums of the apocalypse, this podcast is the equivalent of 40 fantastic fleets enemas. The Casual Preppers will provide you quick and overwhelming relief from your day-to-day monotony. They offer nuggets of savory prepping wisdom with gravy on top for your leisurely consumption. I highly recommend these guys.
That's awesome.
It is like one of my favorites so far.
I know. We need to use that. We've got nuggets of savory prepper wisdom.
Yeah. You guys are about to taste our savory nuggets here pretty quick. So if you guys want to be part of this, go to iTunes, go to Facebook, go to the Kindle book on Amazon, leave us a 5-star review. Make it awesome.
Social media shout out.
I've decided to shout out my good buddy on Instagram at @try_no feet because this homeboy has no feet. But
crazy.
he's
He deserves to put that on there.
Yeah, he is a badass. Like, no doubt, one of the most badass people I've ever met in my life. He's like a big-time hunter, big-time fisherman, and he does it all with no feet, so he's going to make you look stupid.
He
and
is going to make me look stupid.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
But it's pretty
But that's
inspirational
awesome.
if you want to go check it out at @try_no feet.
It's a mad, mad world.
Yeah, Florida shooter. This happened a couple of days ago, and we got to talk about it
What a
because,
bunch of-
yeah, it seems like we've done 3 or 4 of these since how long have we been doing this podcast? Year and a
5 years or
half,
something.
or I don't know, feels like a decade or
2
so.
years, I think.
Yeah, a couple years or so. But this seems to happen every so often, and it actually kind of goes really well with this month's Battle Box theme.
It
I
does,
don't know if you
actually,
guys
yeah.
have seen that. Battle Box's latest mission is what was the mission called? Do you remember?
Active shooter, isn't it?
Active shooter or active, yeah, something like that. I don't mass casualty, something.
Something like that.
Yeah. So it's basically a first aid for this type of situation. There was like 17 people who died. Bunch of people got injured because some douche nozzle brought in a gun.
Complete.
And, yeah.
I'm glad he's alive and they got him.
I'm glad he can get ass raped in prison for the
Yeah,
next
for sure. Forever.
60 years.
No way that dude's gonna life terms.
Yep. So, I don't even know what to say about this other than, make sure your kids understand what to do in those situations. We probably need to do an episode on this, an active shooter episode at some point. It'd be good to kind of at least prep your minds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At some point with what to do. So that's my mad, mad world.
That's mad. That sucks.
It does suck.
So mine is on a. Did you see like the United States just blasted a bunch of Russians, but weren't Russians? What a mess! Did you hear about that?
I don't know.
So
Maybe I
in
did.
Syria, like they basically the United States wiped out a bunch of. They were like hired mercenaries for Russia, but apparently
really?
Russia didn't know anything about it.
They didn't know about the mercenaries they hired.
It's totally like it's just weird, and it just makes you like when you look at it, you're like, who are we fighting over there? Like,
Oh, yeah.
who was Russia fighting?
So was that
Russia?
that was in Syria where it happened?
It was in Syria, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And they were like, because I guess the United States and Russia has communications of
Yeah.
where their movements are, so
I'm
they
sure,
don't
yeah.
shoot and kill each other.
Mhm.
But yeah, this apparently Russia, they don't really have much to say about it
Yeah.
because they had some, hired mercenaries to carry out what's his douche Assad.
That's interesting.
Anyways, but it just, Cold War stuff. It's
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
we're really close to that same
Stuff
thing
is
of-
volatile, man. Everything. There's a
It
lot
is,
of
and I'm
things.
like, just think if they were soldiers and there was just this miscommunication and one side wiped out.
Yeah.
It
Oh.
was 300 people injured and dead, and that's a ton.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't hear about that.
I don't know, but it's a mad world.
Yeah, sure
It's
is.
crazy though. What could lead to what?
No doubt.
No down.
No doubt. All right, guys. Let's hit this sucker.
Let's just freaking destroy
Let's
this.
do it how we do it. So we're talking unexpected wilderness survival. So there's a lot of different situations, and I think we're going to talk about that, right? Where you might find yourself
Yeah. So
in an issue where you're in wilderness and you're like, oh darn.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe you got to go out in the forest, take a
Yeah.
deuce.
Like I'll be back. I'm just gonna drop a
And then you
deuce.
get all turned around. What?
Yeah.
Where am I? Oh, I took a crap over there, and I know I walked up this way.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then things happen in town, and you're bugging out. You don't even care. You're just getting out of town.
Yeah.
And you should know more about your wilderness, but maybe you don't.
Yeah.
And maybe you're like, I'm not prepared for this.
And this isn't like I'm gonna go live off.
This
the
isn't
grid.
Survivor, man.
Yeah, this isn't Survivor. This is just like you're there and you're like, oh crap, I'm lost, or oh crap, I have to stay here overnight, or something like
so
that.
it's like these real basic things to keep you,
Yeah.
alive and safe, and to keep your head on. you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
So, bugging out, maybe you're in a plane crash and survive, or
Yeah.
maybe you're just getting away from anybody anywhere. Maybe you're at a concert and somebody starts shooting and you run off into the forest. And
Yeah.
you have no idea, should I stay out here or should I stay or should I go? Maybe you want to run away from home. Maybe you're delinquent. Maybe you just
Yeah.
don't want anything
Maybe
to
you're
do
12
with your
years
family.
old and you're listening to this podcast and you probably shouldn't be.
Maybe this is for you, kiddo.
Yeah. We're here to help you.
So anyway,
son.
we just want to kind of go over skills and ways
Yeah.
to kind of prepare and maybe things to carry.
Yeah. Exactly.
Stuff
yeah.
that's way cool, man.
Cool stuff. That's what we're going to talk about.
All right, yeah. So, how to be
Yeah.
how to be prepared beforehand. That's a little tricky,
It
you
is.
just don't know exactly where you're going to, when you're going to get thrown out in the forest. You go to work and maybe just wake up. Maybe something knocked you out.
Yeah, you
put
don't
you out in
know.
the
Yeah,
forest. just
you can
don't
walk
know.
around a corner, get your ass knocked out, and all of a sudden you wake up and
The
you're next to a
forest.
lake in the forest.
Yeah.
Well, ain't you shit out of luck?
You're not going to know what to do.
Yeah,
So, the big thing about being in the wilderness by yourself is, I don't know if you've ever camped. I'm sure you've
I've camped. Yeah,
But I mean, like, if you're by yourself,
yeah,
or I don't know, I haven't really camped by myself because it is freaky.
It is scary. It's a
like,
scary thing.
I've been out just with one person, and you're like kind of separate.
yeah,
I mean, maybe you're sleeping together, but I don't know. But if you're like apart from each other, I'm like kind of freaked out.
Once it
I'd sleep
gets
with
dark,
something
yeah.
within reach to stab whatever's coming at me.
Yeah.
But fear is like a huge thing about
Oh, man.
being out in the wilderness. So just quick
it is,
things.
and a lot of times, like it's really unfounded. Like there's really not that much to be scared of that you should be scared
no,
of.
it's
Sometimes,
just that the
just-
unknown.
it's
and
unknown,
Maybe you
yeah.
can't see. It's dark.
yeah, that's scary. Pitch
It's-
black,
yeah,
no moon.
It sucks.
Like
You're
that when we went. Was it last year that we went out there, just you and I, in our battle box tents? And
Yeah, that's
remember
exactly
how dark
yeah.
it was. Like it was just pitch dark.
It was super dark.
Oh my gosh.
I took a sleep pill and talked all night long.
Did, man. That's okay. That's one that'll put fear into your heart. It's like 2:00 in the morning. I'm like hadn't slept yet because it was so dark and I'm like cold and it was a little scary. And all of a sudden Cam's like, like talking like some weird. I'm like, oh my gosh, I hate my life right now.
Even better is I'm like, I'm gonna go sleep with this hatchet on my chest, take this sleeping pill. I'm going to bed. Wake up with blood all over you. Did I just kill someone?
Yep.
Anyway, so fear messes big time with your body. You know, increases your heart rate, and that leads to increasing your heart rate with exercise, or in that scenario is different. When it increases due to fear, you get more confused. Your fine motor skills are screwed up. Tunnel vision, loss of depth perception. It causes vasoconstriction. So you just turn into a retard.
Yeah. You could walk right off a cliff because you have no depth
But
perception.
you see, people, are all whittling and they slice an artery. It's because they just don't have the ability to control themselves like they normally do.
Don't whittle if you're scared to death.
Don't do it. Do you remember on Edge when he's like cutting and he slices his thigh? Bladder and bowel issues, you're going to be crapping and pissing your pants out there. Nobody wants that.
Nobody does.
So with fear, this is a hard thing to develop and be able to handle. But you really, like when we say keep your head on, like you really need to just calm down and think about, okay, that's, and we'll go into those of like,
and I think,
is kind of the first thing.
Yeah. And with fear in the wilderness, a lot of it comes from just experiencing the wilderness a little bit more, being more comfortable being out there. Like you said, go on some hikes alone. I mean, sometimes that's not a good thing to do because you hurt yourself, you're screwed.
Yeah.
But I mean, just kind of, be out there as much as you possibly can, get more comfortable being in the woods and that will really help in those situations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Getting out there and just practicing some of this stuff. So knowing a lot more skills, we talk about water skills.
Do the sound.
Somebody likes that one.
Yeah, you sure.
And another thing is like when you're traveling and you don't, if you're going to the Northwest or back east or something like that, we're here in the high dry desert and people come here and get dehydrated, heat stroke, stuff like that. But if I was to go up to the Northwest, I'd want something to keep all of my crap dry. It just, you have to deal with different environments and just kind of prepare beforehand. Think, if my plane goes down, I survive.
Yeah,
I won't have this trench coat or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, something cool like that.
I'm gonna be okay, guys. I got a trench coat.
Yeah, customizing your gear.
Yeah.
So different skills. There's a ton of things to go over on that. I'm not going to go into all the details, but I just wanted to kind of brush on some of the bushcraft skills.
Yeah.
And a lot of it kind of goes along with prepper skills, stuff that you're already learning for, water storage, You already know a lot about collecting water, purifying it, and everything. Those are a lot of bushcraft skills that you can use out in the wilderness.
Yeah, and I think we talk a lot about having the filters like a Sawyer Mini and stuff like that. But if you don't have that with you, understand the other methods you can use.
So many different ways.
Yeah.
So
and even if it's just really basic, like, if you have a bandana or a sock and filter that water through that at least to get the big crap out. I mean, just little things like that can really go a long way in those situations. It's going to be, you're going to be miles ahead of everybody else.
Right.
They're going to be dead.
That, like when we do videos and stuff for BattleBox, we've learned a lot with playing with that survival gear because it's different. And, we looked like a bunch of idiots first time we tried to.
Yeah, sure we did.
Other skills about food. We talk a lot about food storage and like how to actually, make that food and make it useful. So making a fire, wood, collecting wood, what wood burns better, and how you can use that heat, use the stones and stuff for different
finding
uses.
dry wood, the best places to find. I mean, those are all little things that once you do it, you start to figure it out.
Right. There's a lot of online things about survival preparation. The ones that are really good are the ones that are like, I can teach you and tell you all of this, but if you don't actually go out and apply it, or, when you're out camping, just think about those things,
Yeah.
Hey, this piece of wood would be a sweet spear.
Yeah.
And carve a spear and kill someone.
Yeah.
Maybe you learn how to do it.
Exactly.
That's what it's all about. Tracking and trapping, hunting. I'm not like by any means good at any of that.
Yeah.
Fishing.
Suck at all those things.
I do.
You're horrible.
So there's some skills I'm gonna work on tomorrow. I'm gonna take work off. Go
Okay,
over there.
good idea.
But so other skills, think about how to build a shelter, how to tie knots, and how you can make use of simple stuff to keep you dry and comfortable.
And the shelter building thing, it seems like it's like so easy when you think about it. Like, oh, I got to throw together a shelter. That's not a big deal. But if you can like go out and practice like some of the really simple methods and do it a few times, you're going to be like that much faster at it.
Exactly.
And when the time comes and you have like 20 minutes to get a shelter together,
it's pouring down on you.
You're going to be so much better.
You will be.
You will.
You'll be super happy.
No doubt.
So other skills, I just burped in the microphone.
Yeah, thanks. They're gonna love that.
Oh, it smells good. I'm trying to like move my screen with like an iPad. Oh, come on. Pizza? Coke and pizza. What is that?
Pizza?
Coconut other things
pizza?
like bushcraft skills of security. How to be, quiet and keep your area secure so you can sleep peacefully.
Yeah.
Not worry about someone cutting your throat open.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
Nobody.
Don't.
I don't.
And then other things, kind of getting ready for that time you're going to get dropped in the wilderness unexpectedly.
Mm-hmm.
Always being healthy, good endurance, strength, overall health. You go out there, you don't have your meds, you're dead man.
You're a dead man.
And if you don't know how to put a Band-Aid on, you're dead man.
You're a dead man.
So first aid skills are super important for being out on your own or with your group out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's huge.
And then, just like we were saying, the mental preparedness, knowing how to adapt to different situations and how to have situational awareness, planning, all that stuff. So there's a lot that kind of just, when you get those bushcraft books or whatever, just think of like, how can I really apply this and how would it work in, maybe the area that you're in or wilderness that you live by? Like, if I had to get out of here, am I man enough to survive out there?
And I think that last piece you went over, the mental preparedness piece, is a big deal. Having that survival mindset, not going out there and just freaking out the second you realize. Because when you realize you're lost,
right? I've
been lost before in the woods. My grandpa and I were elk hunting and we got lost. And that's like a freaky feeling.
It is a terrible
And it was
feeling.
like, it was getting dark and we're like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. Like, we don't know exactly which way to go. It was like thick, deep woods, and it was like, well, okay, we're going to pick a route. And, I was like 17 or something like that. I was freaking out a little bit when we were just like running.
It doesn't take much to lose your mind.
Yeah.
Like we were snowmobiling with my dad and my snowmobile broke down.
Yeah.
I was like 14 or something.
Yeah.
And I saw him just kind of go off the distance and drop over a hill. And I was like, ah! Like screaming like a girl, ripped my helmet off and was running towards him.
Yeah.
And, and he turned
You'll
around.
freak
He's like,
out, man.
why did you think that I was going to leave you?
Yeah. It's a scary thing.
It's a huge thing of like trying to just, okay, I got to calm down, think about what is, the best thing to do first. And we'll kind of,
and it's amazing how, even though like this is when we got lost, it was part of the woods that my grandpa just had been in forever. And I had been in since I was little. It's amazing how you can get lost somewhere that you know so well sometimes.
Yeah.
And like, so don't
That's
ever
the
go
truth,
out.
too.
Always go out being prepared mentally that I can't just take this for granted that I know where I'm at all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's a big part of it. So at least you're, mentally prepared. Like, oh, I can't just let everything go. I have to really be paying attention.
Right. Yeah. And we went like in the summer, we went on a bunch of hikes with my family and I'm always like, sweet, I'm going to put in a bunch of this bug out bag gear and test it and stuff. But it makes you think more about like, seriously, if we really were to get, screwed in this area, because it was super hot and it was in Colorado, super high desert. We would have died fast without.
High desert is so hard. If
the water was super far from us. So it's like whatever I took, that was what we were going to have to
survive. If you guys have
on.
never been to like high desert, it's kind of like a weird mountainous area. It's like, it's dry. It's like super dry. So finding water is like hard. It's really hard sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
Plus your elevation is super high. Right around here, man, we can get up to 10,000 feet.
Drive 15 minutes. Well, 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah, and we're at 10,000 feet, and then it's like hotter than crap during the day and freezing ass cold at night.
Yeah, it's so weird that way.
Like these wild swings. So it's kind of a crazy area we live in.
Know your environment. And then another big thing is your EDC equipment. So Kobe's got some stuff on that delicious
So I'm kind of a
gear.
huge EDC guy, and not necessarily, I've talked about this before, not necessarily all on my body. Those people that have the cargo
In his
pants,
body.
yeah, those people that have cargo pants with like 40 pounds on each side of stuff. That's stupid. I don't know how you get through
Open
the day.
up pockets on their back.
Yeah, I know.
Hold on, I got my paracord.
You just seriously, like, it's insane. You know, you got the paracord underwear and whatever the heck you get. I don't know, but EDC is big for me, especially in my vehicle. And this is, you know, a lot of times if you're going to get lost or stuck in the wilderness, you're going to have your vehicle there. So having a lot of that stuff, EDC stuff in your vehicle is going to be a really big help, and also stuff on your body as well. So we're going to go over a few of those things that you can be carrying with you every day that's going to make life lost in the woods a lot easier. First thing, obviously, a knife. Just carry a knife with you wherever you go. That's one thing you always keep on your body. There's so many things that you can do with a knife. Obviously, cutting, it cuts things.
Does?
Your finger most of the time. But for, you know, cutting, you know, cordage or, you know, whatever else it might be. It's great for tinder making, especially, you know, you're trying to make a fire. You don't have tinder, you can make some with a knife, you know, feather a stick or those little bushcraft skills that you can learn.
I know, bushcraft book should have a knife on the back.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
It's all almost.
But, you know, learn those things like feathering sticks. It's looks like it's really easy, but once you get the hang of it and you're good at it, it is a huge deal.
Yeah, you can see how to make it
Starting a fire.
Right?
It's a big thing. So obviously tinder making, you know, making fire, a lot of times your knives are going to have some sort of a ferro rod with them.
You always feel like your knife is like your man's best friend. So, you know, if you don't have your dog with you, it's like you got to have a knife with you. I
feel naked. Like, get to the point where you feel naked without your knife, because it is a big deal. It's great for protection and defense, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And then another good thing, if you're getting lost, is you can mark your way, you know, on trees or wherever else you're at. You can make marks so you know which way you've been walking.
Mm-hmm.
Because even when I got lost that one time, we went in a circle. At one point, we ended up back at the same place.
Weird how that.
Yeah. So you can, you know, mark that so you know you're not going in a circle, which is a big deal. The other thing is a cell phone, obviously, as part of your EDC. Make sure you have your cell phone with you, and then a way to charge that phone as well, because they die all the time, obviously. But you know, you can call for help if you have cell phone service, but a lot of times out in the wilderness, you're just not going to.
And most of the time you got your light and everything on.
Yeah,
there
you
too.
got your
There's
light.
A lot of different things, games, and
like I said, Instagram, Pinterest.
I'm lost. Takes pictures.
Pinterest lost. Ooh, I like that. Just scrolling through, you know. But you know, I even have just like a simple survival app on mine, which is supremely helpful.
Yeah,
if you're lost in the woods.
A little survival guide,
you know,
too.
sometimes you can get to your GPS on those things. So you know, it's going to be a huge help if you have your cell phone with you.
And we'd mentioned putting PDFs of crap you don't know how to do, how to suture, how to
first aid stuff,
manhandle a bear.
yeah,
Manhandle a
bear
guy
fighting,
or girl.
Bear fighting instructions, whatnot.
All right, bear's looking at me.
Yeah. Hold up. Got to read these instructions. Next thing is a watch. Obviously, you can tell what time it is, how long you've been walking, how long you've been lost for. You can do some simple navigation with your watch. We've kind of gone over that a few times. Sometimes your watch is going to have that GPS on there. If you have one of those nice watches, that's going to be fantastic.
Yep.
It's going to be a huge
Maybe
deal.
you're going to trade it with somebody out there.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to know how to get out. Here's nothing.
Tell me how to get out. I'll give you this Shunto watch.
Give me that rabbit fur.
Yeah.
I'm going to head out.
I want that loincloth you got wear it there. I'm not good at that. Flashlight, obviously, it's going to illuminate your way. You can use it for signaling. Sometimes you even got them really hot ones that you can start fire with. Have you seen those? Like 94,000 degree light. You know?
Glad I carried this when I was playing crash.
It's like a lightsaber.
No.
That worked out well.
This is probably the best EDC thing I have ever owned, this lightsaber.
I got this lightsaber.
One of the best things that's coming in this battle ball.
19,000 lumens. Next thing is some sort of fire starter. Obviously, if you have a fire starter with you,
the Magnum Light Sith Lord.
the Sith Lord Surefire.
It'll burn anything.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Fire starter. Obviously, you can start fires with it. That's a big deal. And then fires are going to be a huge deal if you get lost.
Hell, if you want somebody to find you, just start a forest fire.
Yeah, I was actually reading an article that's like, be careful with starting a fires, because you know what's worse than being lost in the woods? Being lost in the woods, it's on fire. I thought that was actually pretty smart, you know.
Oh no, I can't go that way.
But,
There's a wall of fire.
Then again, you might have the wildland crew coming out to stop the fire, so you might be okay there.
Hey guys, I'm glad you came.
I'm glad you came. I only had to burn 19,000 acres.
It is about time you got over here.
It's about time.
Not
you
only is that out of control, I'm thirsty. I am really thirsty.
I'm not going to prison, am I? Otherwise, just leave me out here.
I was just trying to survive. I ain't trying to start forest fires.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
19,000 acres. The next thing is a firearm. A lot of people conceal carry. That's great to have with you. You're going to have protection. You can actually signal with it if you had to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Shoot at planes you're going over.
Goddamn plane. Come on now.
Come on, hit the windshield. Come on. Look down here.
I want to get that propeller. I think I can hit that propeller right now.
I'll just wing him. I'll just wing the wing.
Just like throwing a little pebble at the window of your girlfriend. Same deal. You know?
Once they hear those clanging, they're going to look straight down.
They're going to see me right here.
He's at 22 shells.
That's a 747. I don't know if I got big enough caliber for that. But I'll try.
Hey, Jim, we'll be ascending to 30,000. What was that? Was that 44
Oh,
shells?
that asshole shot us from down there and lost Peckerhead.
Drop him a survival kit. Mark that spot.
Dropped that hatchet right on his head. Big dummy. Yes, firearms.
Perfect for signaling.
Perfect for signaling. First aid kit. Obvious, fact. Yeah. It'll
Help you. Give you first aid.
In any first aid situation, it's good to have a first aid kit.
It is.
All right. Paracord. This one is actually really big. The more you think about it,
There's a ton of uses, yeah.
there is many, many uses. And so I keep some paracord in my EDC bag. I'm not one of those guys that keep paracord on my body all the time.
Yeah. Hey, we got a cool thing
We do,
we'll
though.
tell you later about
Mhm.
if
Some
you want
paracord
some
stuff.
paracord that you don't want to be obvious.
Yeah. So paracord is a big deal. It can really help you with shelter, obviously. It can help you with first aid because you can splint with it. You can make a sling. You can make a makeshift tourniquet. A lot of times they have the fishing line in them.
Yeah, they have
some
pretty crazy stuff inside some of those.
Yeah.
There aren't some of them like they got fuel
Fire.
in them? Yeah.
Yeah, they got the fire starting stuff.
Oh, everything.
It can be used as a rescue line. Say your buddy falls down in a bear cave, you can pull him out with it.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Let me undo my paracord shirt.
I gotta dig up my paracord panties. Get you out of that hole. See, I think that's a good idea, man. We gotta start that business.
Man, how comfortable those
Paracord panties.
Man.
They have like a little dingle and never mind. You can make some makeshift snowshoes if you had to. Tie some big old branches on them.
If I knew how to like weave those suckers, you can make some pretty sweet stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bridge?
Yeah, bridge. We're never going to make it across that river. I'm going to make a bridge with my panties. Or not.
I want to get it over there.
Yeah. Trail markers. You can mark your trail, see which way you've been going. So you know what? Keep your car stocked with all this stuff. Because if you're out in the woods and
most of the stuff you already are carrying.
Yeah, you probably really are. Yeah. So just think about those things.
You should think about it right now.
EDC is a big deal.
It is a huge deal.
Big deal.
Some of these tips to kind of like staying alive, we brushed on some of them already, but when you get out there, like I said, the main thing is to really just like, okay, calm down for a minute. Think about, am I going to stay put?
Yeah.
For a few days, like, did I get out of town to be safe out here, or am I heading somewhere, or do I, maybe you got clubbed over the head and now you're like, I'll get out of this forest.
Yeah,
where am I?
Okay, so if you're going anywhere, make sure somebody knows where you're going. That's a big deal.
Right.
So if you get lost, you know, okay, if I'm not back by this time, I know that they're gonna start freaking out and they're gonna call somebody and something's gonna happen. So if I stay put, somebody's gonna come looking for me.
Yeah.
But if somebody doesn't know where you are and it's gonna be 3 or 4 days before somebody figures out that your lame ass is gone,
Right.
then you're gonna have to figure your way out. So you're gonna know what you have to do. You're gonna have to stay put, or you're gonna have to go find your way out.
Yep.
Right. So that's a big deal.
It is.
A lot of the first things people do is well, first things they don't do is they don't build a shelter.
Yeah.
Because you don't really think, sometimes you're like, oh, it's not that cold. I'm not going to waste time and
Yeah, I'll
energy.
just sleep under the stars.
I'll sleep under the stars. Everything's going to be fine.
It's not that easy.
It's not a good idea, especially if it starts raining, if it starts snowing.
You're just a bacon strip for a bear.
Exactly.
Laying out in the pine needles.
So build a shelter. If it's starting to get dark, just that you're going to have to. If you think you can't get out that night, build a shelter. Get it done. Think about it too. We'll talk about some other stuff on shelters later.
Yeah. And then you got to kind of, like, once you kind of get that settled down, then you got to think about your basic stuff of, I got to drink, I got to eat.
Yeah.
So where probably setting up your shelter, you're kind of looking for an area maybe that you can you have access to water if you don't already have some on you.
Yeah, obviously, in a 2 or 3 day scenario like this, water is going to be your most important thing. Food, if you find something, great, but you're going to be fine for a few days if you don't get it. I mean, it's going to be hard because you're not used to going 35 minutes without chicken McNuggets, so your body's not just going to rebel against you.
Yeah.
Like immediately. But you're going to be okay. You'll live through it.
So yeah, if you can find that water, a stream, a river, a creek, a lake, a pond,
water sources,
an ocean
of any water sources of any
an
types.
ocean won't be very helpful.
No.
So anyway, yeah.
Also building that fire is a big thing. And that's a big thing for that mentality, your mental state.
Comfortable.
It is so comforting.
You're like, it's going to fend off wolves like in
Yeah.
White Fang.
Exactly. But, when you're out camping and it's dark, you feel so much safer by that fire.
You do.
So much safer.
Yeah.
It's a huge comfort. It's going to keep you warm. It's going to help signal even when you're not trying to signal.
Exactly.
You got that smoke. You got that light. That's going to help.
Yeah.
Get
yeah,
that
it's
fire
huge.
going.
Smell and just seeing it.
Whoa,
Ripped your cord
bro.
out. And then once you get that you're comfortable, you've got a fire built, you kind of have access to water, the most important thing.
Yeah.
Then you kind of think about food, and maybe you have some on you. But this is where it gets really kind of tricky is the food aspect, Not quite as important depending on how long you're out there.
Yeah.
But when you start thinking about that, it's like, what can I eat? And if I don't have anything, what's safe to eat?
Yeah. And I think that's where it's a really good idea to have those survival apps on your phone because most of those have like a wild edibles section in them.
Yeah.
If you're not, I'm not great at that. I haven't studied it. I don't know. I'm not good at it at all. There's so many people listening right now that probably are really good at that.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy.
No,
right?
I guarantee you the first thing I'd be like, I'm pretty sure I can eat this would be the most poisonous thing in that
Oh,
forest.
I guarantee it. Yeah.
This looks good.
I'd eat some magic mushrooms and I would be tripping balls for like 3 days straight. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But yeah, so just kind of be careful about that. And then the next thing you have to start thinking about is getting rescued. So what do you do to signal? What do you do to get out? Obviously, a signal fire is a big thing. With signal fires, you want to make a lot of smoke. So you need to understand how to do that, how to make a lot of smoke, right? So figure that out, understand how that works.
Yep.
A mirror for signaling. Yes, it can help, but it's not as effective as a lot of other things.
Like shooting at planes.
Exactly. Whistle's a big thing.
Yeah.
If they have those survival whistles, you can whistle, and then you could also just make the big help sign out of rocks on the ground if you have to.
Yeah.
Especially if you know there's going to be helicopters and things going over your head.
Yeah. So if you want to be found,
yeah,
you got to really think about that.
Yeah, I'd be thinking about that. The next thing, what should you not do? What are some of the common mistakes people make? And we said this a few times. Stay put. If you're totally lost, keeping moving probably isn't going to be the best idea, especially if you know people are coming. Shelter in place. Make a shelter, make a fire, hang out there, wait for somebody to come rescue you because you're probably going to go out. You're going to get hurt because you're going to be freaked out.
Right. And that's one thing. A lot of those, little Boy Scouts and things like that get lost is they wander.
Yeah, they're
trying to find where they think they went. Or where they think they came from, and they get deeper and deeper into the forest, and then they're lost for 4 to 5 days, and that's it.
Instead of 4 to 5 hours,
right?
If they would have just been half a mile from where they started, someone's gonna find you.
Yeah, and so a lot of this stuff too is stuff I want to go over with my kids.
Yeah,
we thought we lost one of my kids. What was it, like 2 summers ago? 2 of them like kind of wandered off, and unfortunately we found them. And But we were freaked out. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, he's young. He doesn't know. I haven't taught him.
Yeah.
Like to stay put and to, just sit in one spot and scream. Like
Yeah.
he would have
doesn't know
wanted.
that.
I know he would have. And so these things are important to teach.
Yeah.
Your family too. Is staying put's huge.
Yeah, and another thing, obviously, we talked about this too. Be careful about wild edibles. Make sure you know what you're eating.
Yeah.
Mushrooms and berries, they look really appetizing when you're
Right.
hungry, but they could be really bad.
Yeah.
So
You may be stressed out and fearful and anxious, and you probably won't have an appetite. But when you get to that point, you're probably going to be a little bit. You're not going to be as rational about. Well,
yeah,
I saw him eat this on Bear Grylls,
yeah,
and then
exactly.
you're dead.
Exactly. So be careful. Again, stay calm. That's like probably the number one thing is just staying calm. Don't freak out. Running around like a crazy person is going to make things so much worse.
Right.
It's going to be bad. It is not going to help. You're going to waste energy. You're going to get injured. So just, take a minute, sit down, assess where you're at, what your situation is, and try and just think calmly before you do anything.
Yeah.
Really. Take 5 minutes. Who cares? Take
Right.
5 minutes.
Yeah, people have survived crazy long periods
Yeah.
out there that didn't know anything, and I mean, a huge part of it is just staying put, making sure that they're taking care of the things. Then I think people get distracted, or it's easy to get distracted. I'm pretty sure I came in this way. I'm going to go this way, but and you get freaked out. I got to get away from this, and you just bury yourself.
Exactly.
It's just, staying calm's huge.
Yep. Stay warm. If it's cold, that's going to be a big deal. If you have means to build a fire, build it as soon as you can. You do not want to get chilled to the bone. It's going to be miserable. Building that fire is going to keep your mind occupied. Once you get the fire built, that's going to also keep your mind occupied. It's going to keep that good mental state for you trying to survive out there.
Yeah.
Again, be careful not to work too hard. Avoid sweating if it's cold outside, because obviously that can lead to hypothermia. There's a lot of bad things that can happen if you're working too hard.
Yeah, and if you're by yourself, you're not even going to know you have hypothermia.
Yeah.
You're just like,
go and get tired and go sleep.
I'm really, really sleepy.
Yeah.
I'll build that fire tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll do
then
it.
You're dead.
I'll do it after I sleep for a bit.
Yep.
This is something I was thinking about. If you're out for, a long hike and you have a long hike back to civilization, or you're trying to find your way out or something, fix small problems as soon as they arise.
Yeah.
You ever been like hiking and you feel a blister? And you're just like, oh, I'm going to get a blister from this. But you just keep going because you got
just
stuff.
tear it to pieces.
Yeah, and then once that is there, it's horrible.
Or overnight, and then you got to walk back. You're like, oh my God.
I can't even move.
There's bone.
And so didn't we do a video at one point about a quick way to
improvise to protect blisters?
Yeah, so you can use how did you do that?
So it's like if you have any
Sandwich
kind of
bag.
lubricant, you have like lotion, which most men I assume will carry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some chapstick or something. You actually would apply it over even the sore, and then you get something that's that's going to reduce all that friction, like a plastic bag, or maybe you have some protective lining and something else in your backpack even that you could tape or secure somehow within your sock to your heel, so that it's actually a lubricant and plastic rubbing on your heel, and not just the freaking nasty sock.
Stuff like that doesn't seem like a big deal until you're
but taking time to do
Oh
that,
my
it'll
gosh. It'll save your
No, I
butt.
think that's an awesome one,
Yeah.
because you never know. Maybe you did get winged in the shoulder, run
Yeah.
away from somebody, get shot, and
Yeah.
I figure you'll just keep going before you address it.
Another thing, keep your socks dry. You know what I mean? If they get wet, stop, pull them off, dry them off. Because when your feet start getting wet and they're wet for a long period of time and you're trying to hike in wet feet, so bad.
Right.
You don't want to get trench foot or any of that kind
My
of
medical
crap.
tips even on feet.
Oh, is it
It's
fantastic?
on toes.
That's what we like.
Uh-huh.
Are you thirsty? If you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated. So you got to make sure you're
Exactly.
drinking as much water as you possibly can. So it seems like a small problem when you're just a little bit thirsty, but it's going to be big. And dehydration obviously leads to disorientation and all those things that are going to make your life so much harder when you're out there.
And it's like if you have that chance and maybe you're going to be waiting for a long period, when you get that, say you're going to sanitize, or you're going to boil water, boil freaking ton as much as you possibly can, or
exactly.
just keep doing it so you can kind of stock it up.
Yeah.
any ways to kind of prepare yourself for longer, because you may not have, for some reason, the access or
Exactly.
to get in and out to
And
get the water.
that also leads to another thing. You actually may have to ration your water depending on your situation. So you have to think about that too. So you don't just want to guzzle that all down at once. You're going to have to ration for a little bit. Last thing, camp on high ground. That doesn't seem like a big deal, but a lot of people don't think about that. Like, I'm going to camp down here right by the river.
It's more comfortable. It's blocking the wind.
It is so cold down there. The cold will actually settle in low spots. So if you can get up on high ground, it's going to be better for the cold and the heat, and it's also going to be better if it rains, because the rain's going to run down to the low spots. So don't camp in a low spot.
It seems kind of opposite. Some of these up in the Wasatch Mountains, like those little basins.
Oh yeah,
they drop to like negative 48 and stuff.
Yeah, it's insane.
June, and it's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So those are some of the common mistakes, and I think that's pretty.
Much. It's really basic. I mean, we didn't, like I said, there's tons of bushcraft skills on.
There's so many.
Ways to prepare water and store water and find water and how to make food and traps and shelter and all that stuff. And we just didn't really. This isn't the best episode to do all that. We just want to talk about
the overview.
If you find out, if you find yourself in that situation, hopefully you have the good EDC gear. Hopefully you've kind of thought, things through about, first staying calm and then getting yourself comfortable, staying in place and, rocking it out.
Yeah, I mean, learning those skills, like we said, bushcraft skills, navigation is a big thing. Learn those natural navigation skills without having a compass or without having your phone. You know what I mean?
Right.
Learn the basics. Where does the sun come up? Where does the sun go down?
Exactly.
Those are really, really basic things that can save your life.
Yeah.
Seriously can save your life.
Because we have all this. I mean, we have all of our shelters at home and everything. Yeah. And we talk a lot about, are you going to bug out or bug in? If you're bugging out, there's a ton of things that can go wrong on the way out.
Exactly.
Either you don't get to where you were going, or somebody gets hurt and you have to stay out and slowly get up to your bug out location, or you don't even know where you're going. You're just getting away from cities.
Or you have to take an alternate route because of this or that. There's a lot of different
So you do have to
things.
consider, being that survival man. So
yeah.
Anyway.
So I think that's it. Unexpected wilderness survival.
That was unexpected.
Whoa, I didn't expect that.
Well, this podcast came at an unexpected time.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go into these. We got multiple things to review.
Yeah, let's talk about survival boxes real quick, though.
Survival boxes. Oh, I did skip that. Hold on. So real quick, survival boxes. They are the only subscription box packed with all of the essential survival supplies that you need for prepping to survive disasters or your next door outdoor adventure. There are 3 different boxes to choose from, so sign up today and start getting survival boxes delivered to your door every month. No contracts, cancel anytime. Use promo code Casual Preppers for 10% off your first box on any monthly subscription at survivalboxes.com.
Why don't we just start with survival boxes?
Let's do, because you all should have already have done this.
Yes.
And you're going to want to do it even more right now.
Yeah, sure. So survival boxes sent us a few. They sent
we
us
got 2 boxes.
The gear only box, which I have to say I'm pretty excited about this one, because I've been really, really wanting a hatchet. A good hatchet, and lo and behold, survival boxes pull through for us.
They did. Enough of the charade. Let's get to it.
Let's stop this charade.
So I think we typically get the alpha box, right?
Yeah.
Is that the most common for us?
It is, yes.
So it has food and gear. Anyways, if you're just into the gear, these guys are awesome too.
They absolutely are.
So this
Do you have the card? Do you have the card?
Oh yeah, I thought you had it.
I don't.
Oh.
It might be sitting in that other one though. So we got the gear only box, and we also got the Bravo, I think, right? Or is it the Alpha? So we're on the gear only. So this is the Schrade Survival Hatchet. It's a $32.85 value. It's a sweet little hatchet.
It is.
Lightweight, has a nice little cover on it. Nice sharp blade.
I like these because, if you're horrible at swinging one like I am, it doesn't bust the...
And it's got the little pummel on the back of it there. It's pretty nice.
Crushing nuts and stuff.
Yeah, nut crusher. So that's pretty sweet. That's a really nice item there.
And it has
so
a sheath.
This box is $29 for this gear only box.
That's the hatchet.
That's the hatchet right there, kids.
Easy.
You already done it. You already got your money's worth. So the next item is another fantastic bushcraft or wilderness item. It's the Moronive Basic $5.11
These are by far one of my favorite knives. They're so simple.
for the
they're
money.
light.
And I like the color they sent.
I do too.
The bride, is it orange? Yeah.
It's orange.
Ooh, sweet. So that's an $11 value there, which is good stuff.
Yeah, we talked about this knife on the episode
Yep.
of building your $100
Yeah,
kit. So
exactly.
these
Really
are
cool.
awesome things to.
And the next thing is the baddest bee fire fuses. And that's what you got right there.
It's just right here.
Yep. So there's some fire
There was
starting
that list I was looking
gear. Oh yeah, some fire starter gear, and then the last that's a 634 value, and then a survival knowledge card, which they always send in them, which is which is this one, shelter building, I think.
Yeah, bushcraft for survival.
That goes really well with our theme.
It does.
So that was the gear only box, and then I
So they have
think
these cards for everyone. Yeah, they have all kinds of different ones.
then we got the alpha box for the other one. And so the alpha box is the mix. So you get the gear and you get the food.
Yeah. So you got that same hatchet.
Yeah,
and
you
then
get the
got
same Schrade hatchet.
chili mac and pasta alfredo.
Oh, yeah, that's good stuff there. And you get the emergency water pouches. You get the Moore knife again, the survival card, the GMO heirloom survival seeds. What were those ones? What are the seeds this one?
This one is Market More 70 cucumbers.
Ooh, cucumbers. And there you go.
And these are awesome to.
yeah.
I think every bug out bag I've made has like
Yeah,
4 of these in it.
absolutely.
Survival
Should
box.
be all over in your vehicles.
And then you get-
So, yeah, fantastic survival boxes. They always come through with something fantastic, and they did not disappoint.
They never do.
They never do. Absolutely. So, let's move on to Jolt. This is an
This
item.
is a soda pop that was invented back in.
Yeah, this is an item I just kind of happened upon on Instagram, and I'm like, man,
This is a
that could
sweet
be
idea.
That could be a really cool prepping item. So basically, what these are 3-year shelf life, 1-use phone chargers, and so they come in 2 different kinds. They come for your iPhone, Apple products, and then they also come for Android products as well.
Yeah. It's kind of nice. Not always you're going to have the little hand crank charger,
Yeah.
or you're going to deplete your 20,000 milliamp battery you have in your car.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
these are just they're pretty dang cool. I used one, and yeah, it does what it says. It charges. It gives you enough to maybe make an emergency phone call or
a couple probably.
yeah, you really for depending on your nice phone.
Yeah.
You know?
So they guarantee that you get 20% battery life from them. So it's basically like this little round. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see it. Little round or square little dude that plugs right into your phone.
yeah, it's got a little
Yep.
attachment on here.
And so they have a 3-year shelf life. I've thrown a couple in my bug out bag, in my EDC bag, and in our vehicles. So something goes down, our vehicle dies or whatever, you can still charge your phone and have enough to kind of do what you need to do. So
Yeah, I thought that was a really pretty
so go
genius
ahead and
idea.
check them out. What was their Instagram? Do you remember, or their website? Do you remember?
I can probably look at it.
Let me take a look.
Check them out at joltcharger.com.
Yeah, joltcharger.com. You can check them out at joltcharger on Instagram. Let them know we sent you over there.
Yeah.
Because really cool gear.
Awesome idea.
Yeah, I was excited about that. The next thing, let's look at that global tactical gear kit that we got sent over.
Let's do.
Okay, so
I'm
this
gonna
is
go ahead
from
and do that.
from Global Tactical Gear. This is one of those nice little plastic case kits. It's kind of like an all-in-one survival kit. It's great for like a gift or something for somebody's vehicle.
Yeah, those are sweet.
Yeah,
Waterproof, multiple uses. Eat out of them wherever you want.
Yeah. So what is the first item we got in there?
So you got an
Cameron?
emergency blanket.
Yes, which I love. I don't care what anyone says.
Kobe loves that emergency blanket.
I do.
But yeah, we've talked about all the uses for those. Then, you get stranded, boom. You got your whistle right here.
Yeah, that's the whistle we were talking about.
Yeah. So, and then you got a compass.
Compass.
Pretty sweet. Put a picture of your grandma on there.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loves to have a picture of your grandma.
Billy Butthole.
About Billy Butthole.
Then you got a nice little knife there,
Yeah.
right?
This is
What brand is it? It's
a
a
Boker.
it's a Boker. See, that's a nice knife.
It is a really nice knife.
Yeah, Boker
I'm
Plus.
trying to look- oh yeah, it does have the little
Yeah,
seatbelt.
seatbelt cutter.
Yeah, that's dang sweet.
It's
So,
like it's
I
a
mean, this is
assisted
all the
blade.
stuff we talked about, like having
Yeah.
EDC for survival. Then you got a tactical pen, busting out windows and drawing and writing stuff. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's awesome. Marking trees, whatever.
Whatever you gotta do.
And then this little survival card.
Yeah, a little survival tool.
Oh, it's a tool. It's got
Yeah.
a hex head, wrench and stuff.
Yep.
And then you've got a long old ferro rod.
Yep.
Man, that would be nice because it's crazy how
Short-
when these suckers get ruined and like
Yeah,
bumpy,
it's
they're
tough.
super hard to strike
Yeah.
from.
So you guys, you can check them out.
How much is this?
It's $21.
No joke.
You can get it on Amazon, but the easiest way is to go to Instagram at Global Tactical
Oh yeah,
Gear.
definitely check that out because that is
Yeah.
freaking awesome.
$21 for that nice little kit. I think it's a fantastic gift for somebody.
That's a really cool.
You know what I mean?
Setup. Yeah.
Yeah, so I like that. So check them out. The next thing we've got is from Preppenstein Designs. You can find them at preppenstein.com, I believe. He makes some really cool custom mini keychains that are what does he call them exactly? Do you remember?
The microfire keychain.
Microfire keychain.
So yeah, a lot of
Key
people
ring.
don't like to carry, massive amounts of paracord. They
Yeah.
don't want to wear their undies.
Nope.
Their paracord undies or shirt. And these are just a simple key ring, micro fire key ring that you just
Yep.
put on your keys and boom, you're done.
Yeah, it's a 550 spec paracord and fire cord. It contains two 1-foot sections of cord along with a 1-inch ferro rod and custom stainless steel scraper with ferro rod groove and a standard key ring. So it's like
Yeah.
$9. You can get it at, like we said, preppenstein.com.
Yeah.
And
You got two 1-foot sections and then the fire or the stuff.
Yeah.
What's it, the fluff.
fluff.
What's it called? Anyway,
Yeah.
it burns for 2 minutes, so you should be able to get a good fire going while
Yeah,
that's burning.
absolutely.
So these are awesome.
Yeah, kinda
This
cool.
would be a sweet thing to
So go check them out.
survive
Absolutely.
with.
And we got one more. Holy crap, we got so much today. The next thing is Battle Box. And we have to make a video.
It's not open. It isn't open.
We have to make a video. That one over there might be open. I don't know. Just open that one. Don't worry about it. This is Mission something. I don't remember. He's gonna get that open with his Spider Co. And we'll see what we got here.
Yeah, BattleBox always has videos up that you guys can check out the detailed
Yeah,
points on all this stuff. So, do you want me to read it or you?
I can get it. You got it. You got the gear over there. So
Alrighty.
this is Mission 36, Active Shooter / Mass Casualty Response Kit. So this is some really cool first aid gear, and it's obviously in the news. It's exactly what's going on right now.
There's a lot of stuff in here that I never thought of.
Yeah,
it's
it's really great.
Like, they
Good
have
stuff.
Some pretty cool.
So in the basic box, which is $25, you get the North American Rescue 6-inch trauma dressing. So that's a basic trauma dressing, kind of like the Israeli dressings, but it's just the North American one. It's not
it's
Israeli.
real absorbable, and they go a long way for packing wounds.
Yep, so that's a $4.60 value. And then you get the BattleTech Tactical Molly Glove Dispenser with nitrile gloves. This was actually one of my favorite items.
I did like that.
It's
too.
really cool. You can put it right on the outside of your bag.
Yeah.
And it has a little slot that you just pull those nitrile gloves right out of.
This is a super smart idea because
Yeah.
all of those. You're not going to carry around a whole freaking box,
Yeah.
and then to tie up your gloves, they get caught on stuff. And
Yep.
I have them all floating around in my medical bag. So this is awesome.
It's right on the outside of your bag. Just
and
boom,
it has
pull it
gloves
out.
in it already.
Yeah,
Boom.
it has gloves for you already. The next thing is tourniquet and shear pouch. So this is a pouch for the tourniquet or the shears. Is like this bag you get is pretty awesome.
What was that? Why is that beeping?
I don't know, man.
Did I just read
The next thing is the Glowco LED disposable triage light 3-pack, and it's $12.99. So find that, Cameron. It's the glow lights right there. Is that no?
Guess
Is
I
that
don't
him?
need to find it.
Huh? Yeah. The glow lights.
They are right.
Did you
here.
find them?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
Can't show them to you. Sorry.
Yeah. So those are. Explain what those are exactly, Cameron.
So these are like triage. They have 4 different colors. Comes in a 3-pack. They're disposable. You actually, so if you come up on a mass shooting, then you've got has this person got a bullet to the head and they're gone. You can stick the sticker on that you evaluate them. Click red that they're that they're done for. Or that I don't know all the exact color levels, but
Yeah. But it's great for
more
triage.
aggressive, yeah. Blue needs some attention, but doesn't need immediate attention. Red maybe needs to be evacuated out as soon as possible. It's just kind of, you can stage these people and it's kind of sweet. They're adhesive, so you don't have to tie them on or have them hold it or anything. You just stick it to their back or their forehead or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's actually a really good idea to have is if you're really going to be prepared for an event like that, you probably, if you're not shot, you're probably going to be helping people, I would hope.
Yeah, so that's your basic box there. Then it moves on to the advanced box. This is $49.99, and then you get the Halo chest seals. We've talked about this before, the chest seals, in like the bug out bag med kit episode or something like that. I don't remember. But the chest seals, did you find those, Cameron? Are you live in there?
I'm thinking about letting you guys know that we lost the feed, but I'm just going to, anyway. Yeah, so these Halo chest seals, you guys have probably seen us do other videos with them. Perfect for a gunshot wound at the chest, sucking wound, stick on there, and it'll help the person to breathe until they can get more immediate attention.
Yep, $16.95 value. And the next thing is the rescue litter. Is it how you say it?
Is
litter?
This the litter?
No,
it's a knife.
No, it's a knife.
Oh,
that's the
sucker,
litter.
huh?
Yeah. So that's basically like
It's like a tent.
It's not.
Or no, it's a tarp, I mean.
It's a tarp, and it has handles, so you can carry bodies around to wherever you need to go.
Anything like that.
No, it's really cool. Okay, so that's advanced, and then it's pro. This is a $100 cost. The combat medic bag is really cool.
So that's in the pro, huh?
Yeah, so that's the bag that you can put all this shiz in, and then also you can put the pouches on and all that kind of stuff. Really cool bag.
It's an awesome bag for being able to separate all of your medical
It comes
supplies.
with a TCCC kit, the blood type patch set, the med tape, and the triage
all
band.
inside, right?
All of that comes with it. It's really cool.
And then your other pouches, like the nitrile glove pouch and the tourniquet, they'll all stick on, and they match the bag, which is awesome.
And then Pro Plus, you get the Fox Knives FX213 knife. Really cool knife that has an awesome...
it's this one. Where were the shears at? I didn't hear you
We
say.
talked about it, the Battle Tech trauma shears.
I was-
That's when the GoPro went out and you were freaking out.
Yeah, I was freaking out.
Yeah. By the way, YouTube, you just lost feed, so...
I'll have a
you're just
picture up
getting
of
audio.
all the stuff so you see it while I'm going over.
So anyways, fantastic battle box this month.
I thought it was pretty sweet. Unique, it's different, and obviously this garbage keeps happening in our country, so
you're going to need it.
Being a little more prepared for that.
So go grab yourself your own battle box and let them know that we sent you over there because we love those guys.
We do.
It's time for the quick and dirty medical tip.
So we talked about having your feet give you problems out in the wilderness, and that surely is probably going to happen unless you have the nicest shoes in the world. But one of the biggest, most common things that I see in clinic is ingrown toenails, because they are a mother.
Yeah.
They freaking hurt, and they're really hard to resolve on your own. So just real quick, some simple things to prevent is proper shoe wear. High heels obviously lead to squishing the toes and causing the skin to press up against the nail, and so you want to be wearing proper shoes to try and prevent those. If you have a problem with them, then don't wear your high heels.
Exactly.
Proper trimming. When you cut your nails, you don't want to round off the edges like you do with your fingers. You want to have those nice sharp edges to tear the piss out of your socks. But
I didn't know you wanted to do that.
No, you do. You keep it square, even though it's a nightmare for your putting your socks on. But it does prevent ingrown toenails.
Interesting.
So mostly talking about the big toe here. So when you have those and it's like it's just driving you nuts, it's bright red, it's super painful with every step. There's only a few things you can really try to do besides having it surgically trimmed. So the first thing is soaking your foot in warm water, Epsom salt 3 to 4 times a day, and then between soaks, keeping your feet dry. And when you get them nice and soaked, you kind of work away the nail a little bit, and you can actually push. And I've done this. I did it, when I was in Brazil. My feet sweet. My feet
so sweet. My feet are so sweet.
My feet sweat like a mother all times, and down there super hot and moist. And I got an ingrown toenail, and I was like, I don't have time to go to the doctor. Nor did I trust going to the doctor.
Yeah, which doctor?
I just didn't know in that area. So I actually would, and this is a way to prevent, and it's actually proven to help. Okay. You actually can try and push cotton in between the edge of the nail and your skin, and it hurts. And it freaking hurts the whole time that cotton is sticking in there. but it's keeping the nail from pushing down further into that bed. And
Yeah.
sometimes the skin will heal and then the nail will stop giving you problems. I got out of it that way. I haven't actually ever had to have mine removed or trimmed, but that works well. Or you can kind of push a piece of wood up underneath the nail just to kind of separate. Yeah, it hurts, but it can prevent having to get it out. So sometimes doing all that, you still end up with a big nasty red and maybe pussy. I always say that because it's so gross.
Pussy.
It sounds so professional.
Yeah.
I have people say it all the time, and I have to read it like 3 or 4 times. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So there's a lot of pus coming out of it. So soaking your feet in water, soften the nail, and then trim. And then when it comes down to actually trimming the nail, medically we numb it. If you just don't have a way to do it, it's going to be the worst thing you've ever done. But we actually kind of run up underneath the nail bed all the way to the cuticle from underneath.
For real?
You separate the bed from the nail, and you'd only do like probably a quarter of the nail on the edge that's sore.
Yeah.
So you separate it from there, and then you clip it and pull it out.
You do that all the time,
sliver,
huh?
All the time.
Wow.
If it wasn't for lidocaine and stuff, that
Yeah.
would be the most nightmarish procedure.
Oh,
like
man.
even watching it makes you cringe. You're like,
That
to
sounds
have
horrible.
A tool shoved all the way up underneath your nail, all the way to the nail bed. So I'm not gonna, obviously you got to look up that. I'm not gonna advise you do that on your own. But yeah, those are some ways to kind of prevent,
Wow.
Soaking the toe, kind of massaging that away, pushing some cotton up underneath the bed near the area that's nice and red. If it does become real infected, sometimes I'll start antibiotics. A lot of times when you remove the nail, you don't need to, but that is when it gets it's draining and it's nasty, sometimes an antibiotic will resolve that, but most of the time you need the nail to get pulled out of there.
That sounds horrible. I hope that
It
never
is.
happens.
It's pretty horrible. So
I don't like that.
But you can try and prevent them on your own. So
Yeah.
good luck with that.
Well, that was nice.
Yeah, it was.
Well, thanks for being with us today, kids. We appreciate you listening. We appreciate you subscribing. Please stay with us because we got a lot.
We have
more.
a lot more goodies.
Yeah, and if you have questions for us, or if you have ideas for shows, or if you just want to tell Cameron you hate the way his voice sounds,
do it.
you can email us at casualprepperspodcast@gmail.com, or you can just find us on Facebook or Instagram, anywhere, because we're always on there hanging out and talking.
And some of your ideas are awesome. Like the podcasts you want to do, for sure, we're going to hit those.
Yeah, we're going to hit them at some point.
Yeah. So
No doubt.
all right, I'm out.
All right, see you guys.